Care advice with lifestyle expert Kim Douglas. She's sharing the best ways to put your well-being and happiness first.
Oh my gosh.
Get real.
No. Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
I was nervous.
That's right. Better with age. Today's a very important episode. It's a DBL special. Today we are dedicating an entire hour to aging because we know it's so important for people to feel their best at any age, inside and out. And we're going to have some really helpful tips and information. We'll talk with experts who can speak to the effects of aging, good and bad. And to kick things off, you guys, we love her. She's an actress and reality star whose self-proclaimed title is Miss Guinea Pig. She's married to a plastic surgeon. She's a Hollywood veteran. She's also a friend of our show. Please welcome back Heather Dubrow.
Yeah, baby. Hi, guys.
All glowy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming back. Because first of all, missed you at BravoCon. Saw you looking fabulous. Yeah. But Heather, I want to talk about you and your husband, Terry, because I'm a fan, huge Bravoholic, and you wrote a book together, The Only Guide You'll Ever Need to the Best Anti-Aging Treatments. So it's safe to say, through trial and error, you know a thing or two about how to embrace the changes that come with aging. So when society tells us to resist, how do we embrace it?
You know, it's hard. And you guys, we all know more than anyone that living in the world of high-def television is not a friend to anyone over the age of like 22. It's not easy to look at every bump and every line and everything. But listen, I think what's the most important thing to do is do what makes you happy and what you feel good about. There are some people that'll get their hair colored, but they don't want to get Botox. There's some people that get Botox, but don't want to have surgery. You do what works for you. And that is the most important thing. Don't get talked into things.
Mm-hmm. Heather, always good to see you. You look fantastic. But what are some of the biggest anti-aging scams that you've seen that don't live up to the Hollywood hype?
Okay, anything you see out there that says it's going to tighten your skin, a laser, an infrared, a this, or that, the technology is not there. Hopefully it will be someday, but you still have to cut and pull and suture to get skin tight. And I think it's like hope in a laser that's being sold, and they're very expensive. Yeah. And I do not believe that they work at all.
Ooh, she's going to save a lot of money.
That's really good. I love that. All right, I tend to do this a lot, and I know it's giving me this. Are there other bad habits that we can have that make us look older? You know, I do a lot of this.
Like the way you're talking?
Can you stop?
Okay, well, you know what? That's a very good question, because when I first met Terry and I came from New York and I didn't really know about, you know, all this California Botox and the things and whatever. And he said, when you make that face, you get these lines right here. I said, I do not. And then I watched myself. I was on a TV show on the WB at the time, and I watched myself and I went, I have those lines. Those things are very, very easy to correct. But I will tell you, I think one of the most important things we can do for our physical appearance is our posture.
Yeah.
Standing up straight, sitting up straight, walking with your head facing forward, not looking down on our devices, which can give us tech neck.
Yeah.
Not cute. All of those things, but it gives you a different air and a different amount of confidence as you walk into a room. It's really just good all around.
There's a TED Talk about that being as big as possible before an interview.
But it really is more just look at it just artificially. Like, this isn't becoming, but this is becoming. So I appreciate that little trick. So speaking of tricks, what are the easiest tricks besides that one that we can do at home to look youthful without the knife or breaking the bank?
Okay, you know, I'm all about the anti-aging, so the non-surgical anti-aging solutions, which is so crazy because I'm married to a plastic surgeon. But I figure, you know, in 10 or 15 years, like, I'll be the only one that can play the older roles in scripted television. So I'm kind of like banking on that. But when you're at home, it's really, really important. And I know this sounds very basic. You must wash your face every day, and you need a good skincare routine. You don't have to spend a fortune. You don't need a cream with some ingredient flown in from faraway places with the eye of a nude in it. You can go to the drugstore. You can get very basic things, but you have to wash your face and you have to use the skincare. You just have to.
All right, so would that be the one thing you could say that helps you look younger? What would your one thing be? Would it be washing and hydration?
Washing.
Definitely
Washing?
Definitely washing.
I say wash?
Definitely hydration. But I know this sounds trite, but I have to be honest. Being happy really does so much for you. If you ever think about a bride on her wedding day, that glow that a bride has when she's getting married, it's this happy, amazing day. And that kind of happiness spills out onto how beautiful someone looks on that day. And if we could bottle that and realize that our lives are happy and have your gratitude intact and start your day every day like that, that oozes out of your pores in such a real way.
We got to work on that.
You need to work on that.
Whenever we're in a two-shot, I'm just thinking in my head, how can I make fun of Sam?
You guys are so cute. I love you.
We're so cute. That's nice.
In your book, you often mention you opt to do your own makeup. I also try and do that because I want to just have control a bit. What makeup tips do you use that help with aging skin, particularly?
I think sometimes we get nervous when we're doing our makeup and we want to put more on to cover. And you don't, especially as we get older, we actually need less makeup and less powder, and you just want to keep everything. It's really all about hydration. And I remember, back in my 20s and 30s being on scripted TV, we would do a lot of airbrush makeup, and that can be really drying. So you really just want to keep going for the products that have moisture.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, Heather, we're a little short on time, but I just got to know because this doesn't have anything to do with aging, but the people need to know.
Yeah, I want to know this too.
You sold that mega amazing mansion in Orange County, and there's speculation that you may be moving to Beverly Hills, child, and joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Is that a hot take or a hype?
I love you so much. I have no idea. Here's the truth. I don't know where we're going. I don't know what we're doing. We bought this place in LA thinking it was going to be a second home.
Is this the penthouse?
Yes.
Okay, I'm all in it.
Cool. You have to come over. It's super cool.
Okay, I will.
And then Josh Altman drops in, and we sold our house.
Wow.
And now we're kind of like teenagers. Like, where are we going? What are we doing? We got two almost out the door. I guess the answer is you're just going to have to wait and see.
I'll be watching.
Yeah,
I will be watching.
And
but I'm going to take you up on that invite.
Oh, yeah. Erica's already booked her plane ticket.
Yeah, she's like, hi, Heather.
Heather, thank you so much, or should we say Miss Guinea Pig, for testing products and methods so we don't have to. DBL Nation, get your copy of Dr. and Mrs. Guinea Pigs, the only guide you'll ever need to the best anti-aging treatments on Amazon. Thank you so much, Heather. We hope to see you soon. And Erica, just make sure you send us pictures of her house.
Absolutely. Penthouse, here I come.
Bon voyage.
There's going to be a lot of internet chatter. That's where the red flag goes up.
We are never going to agree on this.
You know why I don't call in sick? Camera hog.
Tell me I need to do something, I'm going to do the exact opposite.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, no,
and I don't deny it.
Dark, and what I have are little lines.
I have those too.
And
The
what
creases
the powder
show up when you put the
is-
makeup on.
Yeah, but they're right underneath. So what happens is
goes
it
back.
just looks like it's all.
Skipping around. Let's just talk about it.
So two things that I've noticed, because I also have wrinkles right here, and then I also get bags. So what I've noticed for me is I'll put my normal concealer in to hide my dark circles. Then I'll take a little moisturizer on my fingers and I'll press it over it, because otherwise the dryingness of the concealer with the powder emphasizes it, but I still need the concealer. And then you know what else? I used to always do mascara on my bottom lashes.
I don't do it anymore.
I don't do it anymore because I want to go up, not down, and it works.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore because I look like
I felt some
something
type of
happened.
way about the lasers because I have a different experience with lasers. I think lasers can be preventative.
For tightening though?
Yeah, because at one point, Angel, my esthetician, was like, I think we're going to start baby Botox. And I was like, I really don't want Botox. And we started doing lasers. And the line that she was going to Botox,
It's gone,
it disappeared.
Yeah, but yours isn't fair. If you're like, your skin's so good, you're like, just take a little apple peel.
I know, because
You know what I mean?
that's
That's
she
not
works
true.
on it. She works on it.
But
I
I
do.
do.
But she's got
I have
great
to
skin,
stay
though, so
ahead of
whatever
it
she's
because
selling,
I'm
someone's gonna buy.
very
You know what I mean?
acne-prone.
She
Take
is
your
So
note
I
card and rub it
go
on your
twice
face.
a month to make sure, because we wear a lot of makeup and there's a lot, stress and all of that. So, but during the pandemic, y'all can see the video. I broke out.
It was bad. It wasn't good.
It was bad.
Let me ask you something. Do you just
Welcome back. We're continuing our special aging edition with a topic that affects every single woman, but something no one talks about. It's menopause, ladies, and today we're going to dive into all the details. Nothing is off limits. Who better to tell us the facts than author, podcaster, reality star, and certified OBGYN, Dr. Jackie. Yay! Please welcome to the show, Dr. Jackie.
Hello there.
Hello.
Dr. Jackie, thank you so much for joining us. And I know this is a ladies' issue, and I'm not trying to mansplain anybody here, but help me understand, how come women don't talk about menopause like openly?
One, we are glad that there's a man in the room, because if we can get you guys to understand it, we can cope with it better as well. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for pointing that out.
Yes. Why don't we talk about it? I think women feel as if menopause is the end of life. Like we're kind of in the end of life, and it's not. It's the end of your reproductive life. Like you can't really get pregnant anymore, but your life isn't over. It's a phase of life, very much like puberty, where you're going to go through these changes where the body's changing, the mind is changing, everything is changing.
It could be just another chapter in your chapter book. I do want to ask you.
Or a book.
Or a book. That's true. Your experience with menopause, though, Dr. Jackie, is a little unique, and we'd love to hear more about that.
Absolutely. So menopause is defined as the absence of your menses for 12 consecutive months. It typically occurs around the age of 50 plus or minus 5, so 45 to 55. Now, unfortunately for me, I got diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 40, and I did 6 months of chemo and 33 cycles of radiation. And oddly enough, I was actually pregnant when we first found out and had a pregnancy loss.
I'm so sorry.
And so after losing that pregnancy, going through my chemo treatment and getting the clean bill of health, I'm ready to get pregnant again. But here we are. I'm starting to have hot flashes that I kept saying, this is chemo, this is radiation. But I then found out I was in menopause. And so no menses, no follicles, no eggs, no babies, hence infertility.
Wow.
Thank you for your transparency, Dr. Jackie. So you having already gone through it and helping so many other women manage it, in your opinion, what's the scariest part of it?
The scariest part for me and for all of the patients I talk to is the cognitive changes that we go through. Like a lot of women will come in and say, I think I'm going crazy. I think I'm losing my mind. I just don't feel right. And they don't realize that the cognitive changes are a part of menopause, and they're very frightened by it. Some of them come in even thinking like, I'm having early onset dementia. So it really is that cognitive change that a lot of women, they can't find their keys, with them in their hands, or they're looking for their glasses and they're on top of their, or they're on the telephone and they can't find the telephone.
What if you already had those cognitive,
I was gonna say.
like Tori over here?
I'm like, wait a minute here. I need my magnifying glass.
Yours is going to be amplified.
Terrible.
Just get ready for it.
But you know what? That makes you make a good point. Menopause isn't just one symptom. A patient will come in and say, I had a hot flash last night. I think I'm in menopause. Well, typically it's a conglomerate of different symptoms and no menses for 12 consecutive months.
So what would be some of those symptoms? I'm 42 and you gave like a range between 45 and 55. What are some of the signs that I would be looking for in the next coming years?
So there's a perimenopausal phase around menopause, which you may experience. And that is hot flashes, cognitive changes, mood swings, decreased libido, and then those body changes where we start to, deposit body fat in those places that women don't like it, our abdominal fat. Your insulin level, you become more insulin resistant, which tells the body to hold on to fat. And it just becomes that whole group of everything happening to you at one time, so much so you feel like you're losing your mind.
Yeah, you're overwhelmed and no one's talking about it. So I've been told the hot flashes are not fun. They're not like you're going out and you're feeling hot. They are awful, like they're burning from the inside. What did you do to get through them? I've seen women in freezers. I've seen ice packs under the armpits. What were some methods for you?
It's an unbelievable overwhelming of heat from the inside out. And if you can treat the hot flashes, which typically we give you back what's missing, which is hormones, estrogen. But if you can't treat them, then you need to do behavior modification. Now, I personally don't wear a lot of clothing. Like, you will never find me in a sweatshirt and a shirt. No, I don't. I wear layers of clothing that I can peel out of them as I need to, because if you are having it's an inferno. It is an inferno, and you're so hot. If you're driving, you can't function, you can't think. It's just a horrible experience.
All this information is so vital. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But you're going to stick with us. So DBL Nation, stay with us, because when we come back, we're going to ask Dr. Jackie the ways sex can change as we age and what we can do about it. We're back in 2 minutes.
The federal government currently pays for COVID shots for all Americans regardless of health insurance status, but that is expected to end soon. And recently, people on social media have claimed that Pfizer is planning to raise the cost of its COVID shot by 400%. But is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are Angela Lukin, Pfizer's U.S. president, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Kaiser Family Foundation. In June 2022, HHS purchased 105 million doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for $3.2 billion. Right now, Americans can get one of those vaccines for free. But for the federal government to continue covering the cost of COVID-19 vaccines, Congress would need to approve additional funding. And that hasn't happened yet. So once the government supply runs out, the manufacturing, procurement, and pricing of the vaccines will transition to the private sector, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation. This is a common practice for many pharmaceutical products, and it usually results in a higher price of the product. In Pfizer's case, they say the vaccine price will increase from $30 per dose, which is what the government paid, to anywhere between $110 and $130. That is a 400% jump. Pfizer's U.S. President Angela Lukin said the higher price point is because of the higher cost related to switching from multiple dose vials to individually packaged doses and commercial distribution. Americans with private or government insurance, such as Medicare or Medicaid, should still be able to get the vaccine for free, according to Pfizer. People without insurance, however, might have a harder time finding free shots. So we can verify, yes, Pfizer is planning to increase the cost of its COVID-19 vaccine by as much as 400%. But people with insurance will likely still be able to receive the vaccine for free. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Welcome back. We are continuing our conversation about aging in your, as Dr. Jackie calls it, the Queen Bee. Very important. She's also author, podcaster, reality star, survivor, and certified OBGYN. Dr. Jackie, thank you so much for continuing this important conversation.
So important. And Dr. Jackie, I have one more question concerning menopause, and this is something I think our audience is all asking. Sex. Is sex different for a woman going through the change? Give us some details, because nobody's talking about it.
Absolutely. There are changes that will happen when your body goes through menopause. And we say through menopause because we believe the symptoms typically will occur from 7 to 10, maybe even 12 years. But yes, there are changes. That estrogen that we're lacking will change the anatomy as well. So instead of having the ripples and folds, or rugae is the right name, then the body changes. It becomes very thin and it's more like a sliding board. So during those relationships, things feel different. They're not as moist. It's not as comfortable. And when it's uncomfortable, we tend to not want to do it.
Right.
A lack of estrogen also comes with a lack of testosterone. Believe it or not, women have testosterone. And with that decrease in testosterone, there's a decrease in the libido as well.
Sure.
So, Dr. Jackie, there's a myth out there that women become less sexual as they age. As you would say, their queen V might not be as active. Is this a myth?
Yes. No, it's not a myth. It's not a myth. However, I will say there are some women who become more active. And I joke with the patients, by the time we've been married for 25, 30 years, that contributes to the libido as well. But definitely a lack of estrogen, a lack of testosterone certainly does change the anatomy and the desire.
That's fair. So, Dr. Jackie, I mean, women out there are like, okay, I know that my sex drive is not the same, but what can I do to help it? Is there anything they can do?
We give O shots. I know if you've been watching.
No,
yeah.
I know. You told me about the O shot,
What's an
Dr.
O
Jackie,
shot?
at BravoCon.
Yeah. Yes. So the O shot stands for orgasmic shots.
I want one.
And it was it was founded by a doctor who was actually trying to treat stress urinary incontinence. You know, the little squirt we get when we jump, laugh, cough, or sneeze. And by default, he found that putting your platelets, so it's your blood, your platelet-rich plasma, back into the area, it made things more sensitive. And when it was more sensitive, then we're more likely to want to make sure we have some relationships. And I'm personally telling on myself, it was almost too sensitive. I would sit in the chair to examine the patient and go, woo.
Hey, good for me.
Yeah, it's like a little zinger that happens. So an O shot can definitely excite the queen bee.
Thank you for that. Now we only have about 30 seconds left. But before we go, we have to ask you about Married to Medicine. Your 9th reunion is wrapping up with part 3. Did they ever get any easier?
Talk about hot flash.
Oh yes, girl. Woo. Okay. Easier, no, because you never know what's going to come at you, but you get used to it. You know, the outfits become, I'm not that stressed out about it, but do they get easier? You never know what's going to come out at reunion. People have watched the season because you see things that people have said in the confessionals that you didn't know. And they've had time to think about it. So easy is not a good word for reunion.
Got it. Dr. Jackie, thank you so much for all this incredible information. DBL Nation, you can watch Married to Medicine, of course, on Bravo on Sundays. Also, check out her book, The Queen Bee. And if that's not enough, she also has a podcast coming. Follow The Real Dr. Jackie on Instagram to keep up with everything she's doing. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Welcome back. So 2 headlines caught my eye this week, and both happen to be about a celeb, their child, and a photograph. Let's dig into the clues to discover what's real and what's just hot goss. Goss is short for gossip, in case you didn't know. Goss. Our first mystery, the name of Kylie Jenner's son. What do we know? Okay, we know Kylie has a 9-month-old son formerly named Wolf. Oh, and we know Kylie felt the name didn't really fit, but we never got a name update to Wolf. Oh, is it Coyote? Is it Gazelle? Actually, clever Kardashian fans think they may have cracked the code after seeing this photo on Kylie's Instagram. The name? Gary. Just kidding. Angel. Need more proof? He was born on 2222, which is known as an angel number. 2 other options. Kristen with a K is one thought after a TikToker discovered Kylie had trademarked the name, or Snowy, as Khloe's daughter True called him in a recent episode of The Kardashians. At this point, though, I'm just exhausted. I don't really care anymore. Although I do think Gary Kardashian sounds very handsome. The other celeb photo that has people talking, the yuckiest of yuck, the cringiest of cringy. It's the father-daughter duo you don't ever want to see, Harry Hamlin and his daughter Delilah Belle. So people said that this photo, taken at New York Fashion Week, was, quote, creepy and, quote, provocative. But actually, Harry's fam and the photographer are clapping back. A source familiar with the situation said the family, including Lisa Rinna, is disgusted by the commentary and claimed Harry was just about to whisper in her ear how proud he is of her when the pic happened to be snapped. Are you all buying this? I'm not. I think he was Harry Hamlining it up to be avant-garde during Fashion Week, but avant-garde turned into avant-gross real fast. That's all for this week. We'll be right back.
What are the midterms? Midterm elections take place halfway through a president's 4-year term. The election is considered a referendum on how Americans are feeling about the first half of a president's term and a chance for the minority party to flip the balance of power in Washington. While voters aren't electing a new president, there are federal, state, and local seats contested. All 435 House seats are up for election as representatives serve 2-year terms. Senators, on the other hand, serve 6-year terms, and their election years are staggered. So, approximately 1/3 of the Senate is up for election every 2 years. This year, 35 of the 100 seats in the Senate will be elected. 36 states will elect a governor this year. So, what's at stake? Even though President Joe Biden isn't on the ballot, the midterm elections will play a big role in what the president can accomplish in the final 2 years of his current term. One of the biggest questions is whether Democrats will hold their narrow majority in Congress. Analysts predict Republicans have a chance to take back both the House and Senate. Historically, the party in power tends to lose seats during midterm elections. Since 1934, the president's party has lost an average of 28 House seats and 4 Senate seats during the midterm elections. This year, Republicans only need to pick up 1 seat in the Senate to take back the majority.
Today's Sandals word of the day is
sunglasses.
That was the word of the day you need for your chance to win a luxury trip to Curacao. So go to dailyblastlive.com/sandals to enter. And don't forget to watch every day for more chances to win. Tori, we have a lot of comments. Tell us.
First of all, people are loving the idea that we focused on this, and I'm very happy to be doing so. We want to thank you for that comment. I want to thank you for me doing the show. Julia wrote in, this is so funny. I was living where it snowed, and when I would have a hot flash, I would just run out into the snow and sit there in the snow until it passed. My kids would laugh at me. It's like a little husky, you know what I mean? But it's that hot, I think.
Right. Well, we'll know at some point.
We sure will.
If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead on this special Better with Age edition of DBL. Lifestyle expert Kim Douglas will be here live to talk all about building better relationships with others, but most importantly, yourself as you age. Plus, is going gray a power move now? We're talking about the celebrities who've decided to ditch the hair dye.
On October 13th, the Social Security Administration announced it will increase Social Security payments by nearly 9% in 2023, one of the largest cost of living adjustments ever. 2 weeks later, the White House tweeted, "Seniors who receive benefits are getting the biggest increase in 10 years through President Biden's leadership." Republican Congressman Thomas Massey from Kentucky tweeted that the cost of living adjustment increase is based on an automatic formula, not the president. So, let's verify. Is President Biden directly responsible for the largest Social Security benefit increase in 10 years? Our sources are the Social Security Administration, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and the Social Security Act. In 1972, Congress directed the Social Security Administration to adjust the amount of benefits people receive in line with changes to cost of living. SSA explains on its website that it uses a set formula to calculate how much benefits should increase or decrease each year. This includes reviewing BLS data on changes to inflation and the Consumer Price Index, a snapshot of how much more or less it costs to buy certain items. The formula was approved by Congress and can't be changed by the president. So, no, President Biden is not directly responsible for the largest Social Security benefit increase in 10 years. The White House has since deleted its tweet. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Get real.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Yes, welcome to a special edition of Daily Blast Live. We are continuing our conversation about getting better with age. And while some people say age ain't nothing but a number, many of us dread aging. But one man doesn't, mainly because his mom came up with 7 rules to be happy and successful as you age. So she says your 20s are mostly practice. They almost don't count. Your 30s are to figure out who you're going to be. You don't pick up speed until your 40s. And you don't gain real momentum until you're 50. She says you make your most significant achievement in your 60s, and in your 70s, you're reinventing yourself. Therefore, you can't be old until well into your 80s, and even then, it's iffy. I love this reframing of you get better with age.
Yeah, with time comes wisdom and experience. I definitely, wipe all the 20s and 30s out for me. I'm good right here.
I was a mess until like yesterday. Like for real, I'm really learning how to. I called Erica. I called you.
I know. Tell people why you.
I'm going through an exposure therapy where you call people because I have a very bad fear of the phone. So I was in therapy and I had to call someone and I called you two. I will call you next.
No, I was going to say it's working because you didn't call me. You're learning.
But let me tell you, I was on the phone with my mom, and Tori's name came up, and I was like, Mom, I got to call you back. Something's wrong. And I hung up the phone. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, why do you have to do this for therapy? I was like, child, I just thought the whole world was ending. Like, Tori is calling, something happened.
I thought the same thing when I saw the missed call from her. I was like, oh no, and I wrote you.
Yeah, you're like,
I kind of have anxiety about phones too. But back to aging.
But it took this long, and I'm 40 years old to learn how to learn about my social anxiety and address it. Again, I just want to say the one sentence that changed it and reframed it for me. It is a privilege to age.
I love
Not
that.
Everybody gets to age.
I love that.
That is a brilliant thing that changed things for me.
Well, here's the thing. We have a lot of different celebrities that come on the show. In Hollywood, there is a lot of pressure to look young, especially for women. But some celebs have recently embraced, for example, going gray, like Andie MacDowell debuted her new look at the Cannes Film Festival last year. She said her kids encouraged her to stop dyeing her hair because she looked, quote unquote, bad bleep.
What's that?
I don't know.
I don't get
bleep?
it.
Bad bleep. Bleeping bad?
No, bad bleep.
Oh.
Okay, Jane Fonda was a little late to the gray game. She debuted her silver hair at the 2020 Oscars at the age of 83, and Allison Janney wore a wig on her TV show Mom for years since letting her natural hair color grow out. She said she feels free from hair color and dyes and calls it heaven. And then moving on to the men, Chris Pine shocked everyone by showing off his salt and pepper hair on the red carpet last month.
Good.
He looks fantastic.
He looks good.
Jeff, you've always talked about when you embraced your gray. So tell the viewers.
Again, yeah. I've told the story a lot.
We might have new viewers.
We do?
We do.
I know. They just shut it off now. No, I went gray early, right, in my late 20s, and I dyed it for a little while, while I was living in Los Angeles, because I was like, you know what, I need to look like everybody else that's my age group. And it wasn't until I kind of got over that, and I was just like, maybe my skills aren't there. It has nothing to do with my hair. And I just let it go gray, and that's the way it is. So I'm not like, go gray, power to the people. You know what I mean? It's like, it's my hair. I'm glad I have it.
When did you what was the catalyst to make you make the switch?
When I was like, saw myself and I'm like, what are you doing with that hair? You know what I mean? And it wasn't like I dyed it like
dark?
Wayne Newton.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was just like stuff that I it was like washout
Was
stuff.
it like Danny Zuko?
No. I don't know what that was. I was like, I don't know.
Sandy.
I don't know.
That is awful.
I don't know why I did that.
That was bad.
But it made you laugh. Anyways.
Yeah, okay. So a fashion show in France recently proved that beauty is timeless. Models in their 70s, 80s, and 90s walked the catwalk with fashion school students. The show was put on by a charity who wanted to change the way we see older people in this world. Speaking of older models, many of the supermodels of the 70s and 80s are making a comeback. Paulina Porizkova, who's 57, that seems so young, has been open about aging in the public eye, but has also revived her modeling career by appearing in magazines.
She looks great.
I know. Iman, you guys. She looks timeless at the age of 67. And of course, Linda Evangelista is back after complications from cosmetic surgery. And at 74, Elon's mom, Mae Musk, shows no signs of stopping her modeling career. Now, I do want to just point out, that's with they look gorgeous, but to the average person out there, they think, okay, lighting, do they have Botox? Do they have help? What resources make them look that way? But in reality, I mean, you look at Mae Musk, like she has come forward that she doesn't do a lot of that plastic surgery and stuff. She looks phenomenal. So I hope we can see more of that so it normalizes what we look like at 75 instead of like being pulled all the way back. That's not realistic.
And it's also just representation, right? Like the Target ad that had a kid in a wheelchair. You saw the kid in a wheelchair looking at himself being like, I'm represented. So I think anyone who has, and they have a lot of money in your 70s to spend on products. Why not go after the baby boomers who have really get a nest egg? So I think it's a great idea, but it also is just like, give us what we really see, and therefore things will die down about like needing to look so good, I think.
You know who I think is one of the most beautiful women is Meryl Streep. Like when she accepts awards or whether she played the Devil Wears Prada, character, to me, I look at her, I look at Diane Sawyer, I look at like, of course, Iman, and Iman's on a different level because she doesn't look like she's aged
a goddess,
at all. But I'm happy that, at our age, in our 40s, we can look to women and say, okay, I'm not fearful of aging anymore, physically or superficially. At least for me, I see it as very inspirational.
I got to throw out Pam Grier.
But she doesn't age either.
Pam Grier was just on Watch What Happens Live. She looked fabulous. I can't wait to get into that book because Pam Grier is an icon.
Yeah, she is.
Come on our show. We know you down the streets, child.
Come on now.
Or lady, or queen. Yes.
Excuse me?
Pam Grier is a Colorado.
Oh, Pam, you better get your tushy over here. I'm a mom. We say, okay. Coming up on this special Better with Age edition of DBL, we're talking live to a few Grandfluencers who are entertaining their millions of followers on TikTok. Plus, our favorite lifestyle expert, Kim Douglas, will be here live. Yay! With tips on how to prioritize your well-being and happiness.
She's adorbs.
This is Daily Blast Live. We have fiery debate.
That's not true. Can I finish?
We tell heartfelt stories.
We're so emotional over here.
We talk to the stars.
Turn up the notch on that. Great research.
DBL is all new every day.
So Pam Grier is a Coloradan.
Tori, sorry, you have
she lives on a ranch and has for years, which is amazing.
Town?
I don't know exactly.
What's her address?
I know she's not in Denver.
We didn't mention
She's in
Angela
Colorado.
Bassett.
Oh yeah.
So Angela Bassett. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, but she is. She has a book out, Pam. And so she was on like
it about her
all
life?
that. Yeah, so I'm like all obsessed with Pam.
Her memoir.
She lived in Colorado, but she had her whole Hollywood career. Right. And I love that.
Yeah, because that's you. That's so true. Pam Grier, what a hottie.
Isn't there something to be said about, and I don't want to bring this up because it's a fun show, isn't there something to be said that these women, like that, those looks are unattainable, like that's why you're a supermodel?
And during menopause.
Do you know what I mean? Like Giselle is worth
taboo around it.
$500 million because she looks like Giselle. She's 6 foot tall.
Yeah. Genetically, literally.
Yes. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so what? I don't know. We want everyone to look like you're going to the mall. I want my supermodels to be like, I'm never going to look like that guy or that girl.
No,
There's something to be said about that, right?
I agree, but I think even just having someone over 50 or 60, just that representation is the beginning of an opening.
But why? In basketball or football, these great athletes that are specimens to
but
human
you don't
race.
equate that to beauty.
But you don't say like I need a guy that looks like me in there to watch it.
No, but
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but athleticism and beauty, like there's nothing around the bush when you're putting up a model's face.
Around the bush.
You mean beating around the bush? Do you mean beating
There's
around
nothing
the bush?
around that
You
bush.
guys, there's nothing in the bush.
The
bush
we took all of our Halloween decorations. There's nothing by the bush
bush has been
anymore.
whacked.
That's the point I'm trying to make. We need representation.
We have bushwhacked the place.
Oh, good.
And that's the period on that.
Welcome back. So we talked about the appearance of aging, but what often gets left out is the importance of relationships and our well-being as we age. I don't know if we could do the show without our favorite pro-aging beauty and wellness expert, Kim Douglas. Welcome.
How are you guys?
We're doing great.
I just have to tell Jeff. I love Jeff with the gray hair. I really do, Jeff. I think it looks so good.
All right.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It makes Tori uncomfortable when other people compliment me for some reason, but I appreciate it.
Let's take it down, all right?
Wow.
Yeah, we're good. Well, we all like the hair. Okay, Kim, good to see you.
But you guys write me bad comments. What's up with that?
We've all seen friendships fall by the wayside as we age, and we are left with somewhat of a smaller circle. I'm very lucky that you and I have become friends, and I'm hoping to stay that way. How do you maintain friendships? You're very, very good at it. I'm not great at it. Can you give us some advice on that?
Well, you know, Tori, that it is harder because, you know, when you, even especially when you have kids, it's so easy. You're, you know, at soccer or ballet or whatever it is, and you're meeting friends so easily with the kids and all that. As we do age, like you say, you know, that kind of spreads out a little bit more. And it's very easy to kind of pull back a bit and just want to stay in your own little nest. But I think it's really important to just constantly be reaching out. And, you know, I'm super good friends with all of you guys, and we've never even met.
Yeah.
It's through Instagram, texting each other. Tori, I love your outfit. Sam, the kids are so cute. Oh my gosh, Jeff, I love your gray hair. Aaron, it's cute. I love it. It doesn't be big, long song and dances, but it's like just these little texts back and forth, joining maybe a book club, doing a walking club, joining the choir at your church, going to your synagogue and becoming part of a travel group. Whatever it is, I just think you need to reach out and constantly be keeping those connections.
Great advice, Kim. And Kim, I just want to tell you, you've always been so great with your time with us and really open about speaking about your husband's passing. What have you learned about dealing with grief? Because it's hard for people to like not let go or go through it in some sort of way, and you've been handling it like a champ.
You were the first place I came after I lost my husband of almost 40 years. And interestingly enough, look at how this is. I totally believe you guys are a gift to me. November 9th is the 1-year anniversary of his passing. And you guys, you know, I just really feel like what I had to lean into is that your life isn't over. When you lose someone or something or some part of your life, you have to remember that your life isn't over. So I had to really come to terms with that. Everybody deals with it differently, and I think that's okay. There's no judgment. For me, it was throwing myself out, being a part of Daily Blast Live, doing all kinds of different work because that makes me happy. And listen, I'd be lying if I told you I don't come home at night, shut that door, I'm alone, and I feel the sadness, but I just try to do the things that keep me happy during the day because Jerry would want me to be happy doing things.
Amen. And Jerry was so beloved. I mean, I was a fan of his from Young and the Restless. I can't tell you for decades. And I just know,
Sam.
well, you know, Hollywood is small and people just have the most wonderful things to say about Jerry. And I know that, you know, his legacy will forever live on. Through you, through your children, through his work. So, okay, so we appreciate you. You talk about keeping yourself healthy, and I know that you practice what you preach. Clearly, how do you keep it glowing inside and out? We all want what Kim Douglas has.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. Let me tell you, I am super proud, and I've said this numerous times on your show. I am 63 years old. I am so proud to tell my age. I love sharing that with younger women, older women, and women my age. I think we need to embrace that and share, like with my son Hunter, he has a young girlfriend, Audrey, and I want her to know that when you hit 63, you still can wear long hair, have a nice tight shirt, be working, doing what it isn't over. I want her to look forward to that. I also feel it's really important to nourish yourself from the inside out. So, I do my research. I definitely look up things that are going to help me to stay looking young. I think getting that glow is really important. One of the things that I try to do every day is use vitamin C. And I find that in a serum, it works best for me. This is one of my favorites. It's called Fountain of Glow. It's a serum. And here's my secret, you guys. Serums are much lighter than moisturizers. So they go on like that in a thinner way. When you rub it together, I get it really nice and warm, and then I put it on my face, and what happens is it penetrates deeper into the skin than the moisturizers, which tend to sit on top. So you can get that glow from the inside out by using your vitamin C every day. I use it on my hands, my nail beds, my elbows, my chest. Remember the neck, we always want to work upward, but vitamin C is one of my secrets for glowing, and you'll love it.
Love that. So Kim, thank you so much for always shining a light on the positive parts of aging. We appreciate you. You're almost like the pioneer, I feel like. Yeah. I feel like things are changing, thank goodness, and you are definitely leading that change. We appreciate you.
I love that. I love that. I love you guys. And you know what? Thank you, Daily Blast Live, for going places that other shows don't go. You are one of the only ones that I know that has devoted an entire show to pro-aging. So thank you to all of you. You guys know personally I love you, and I love Bert too. So
we love you. And as always, you can follow Kim on Facebook and Instagram at Kim Douglas. And if you want to pick up that vitamin C serum, Target and Ulta carry it. Oh, wow. Yes, they do. They do. Womaness. We'll be right back.
Thank
you, Kim.
Bye, you guys. And Jeff, I love your hair.
Today's Sandals word of the day.
Thank you, darling. See you next time.
Sunglasses.
Bye, darling. Bye-bye. Thanks so much.
The federal government currently pays for COVID shots for all Americans regardless of health insurance status, but that is expected to end soon. And recently, people on social media have claimed that Pfizer is planning to raise the cost of its COVID shot by 400%. But is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are Angela Lukin, Pfizer's U.S. president, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Kaiser Family Foundation. In June 2022, HHS purchased 105 million doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for $3.2 billion. Right now, Americans can get one of those vaccines for free. But for the federal government to continue covering the cost of COVID-19 vaccines, Congress would need to approve additional funding. And that hasn't happened yet. So once the government supply runs out, the manufacturing, procurement, and pricing of the vaccines will transition to the private sector, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation. This is a common practice for many pharmaceutical products, and it usually results in a higher price of the product. In Pfizer's case, they say the vaccine price will increase from $30 per dose, which is what the government paid, to anywhere between $110 and $130. That is a 400% jump. Pfizer's U.S. President Angela Lukin said the higher price point is because of the higher cost related to switching from multiple dose vials to individually packaged doses and commercial distribution. Americans with private or government insurance, such as Medicare or Medicaid, should still be able to get the vaccine for free, according to Pfizer. People without insurance, however, might have a harder time finding free shots. So we can verify, yes, Pfizer is planning to increase the cost of its COVID-19 vaccine by as much as 400%. But people with insurance will likely still be able to receive the vaccine for free. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Somebody who needs
Welcome back to DBL. While Gen Z rules the hype house, we're going to go next door to the retirement house. That's where a group of Grandfluencers in their 70s and 80s dance, act, and don't act their age as a job requirement in order to entertain their 4 million plus followers on TikTok. So please welcome Retha and Monterey.
Yes.
Who act, by the way, as Rose and Larry from the retirement house.
Welcome. Monterey, can you just give us an overview of what the retirement house is? Because I am thinking of joining.
Well, it's not the retirement house. It's the retirement house. Yeah, and we're a popular TikTok channel created by Brandon Chase and Adi Zran. And the show features 6 senior citizens performing various skits and scenes and just being ourselves.
Wow. Wow.
So Retha, let me ask you a question. What's happening? I heard like a oh in the background, so we're okay, guys. Okay, Retha, let me ask you, what was it like learning TikTok? Because I'm not even on TikTok. Right. I'm over it.
I was on TikTok before I was on TikTok, so familiar with it. I didn't really use it a lot, but I learned early in the game if I wanted to communicate with my grandchildren, I had to learn how to use the internet.
Smart.
So they were on TikTok, and I would get on TikTok, and I would communicate with them. So I know the basics of TikTok.
Well, now
good on you.
Now you're super famous on TikTok, which is crazy. Monterey, what questions do you love receiving from people about age, and what do you think surprises them the most?
Well, I think what surprises them the most is that that we can do this stuff, that we can be crazy, that we can inspire them in ways they didn't realize. Like when we remind them of relatives that have passed on, and then they get to relive those moments, you know, and they in their comments they send to us, they just love the fact that we can do all those crazy things, and they aren't as afraid of getting old as they were.
So cool.
Now, Retha, I'm curious, because has this experience changed how you view, or maybe some of your followers view, getting older?
It's definitely changed the way some of our followers view getting older. I'm forever 21, so my attitude about getting older when I was 28, because I was horrified of turning 30. And I was like a year and a half away, and I was literally having heart palpitations and going crazy. And this woman told me one day, "You don't have to turn 30. And I said, "I don't?" She said, "You can die." Changed my whole attitude. I will get older. And so I've enjoyed each decade.
That's lovely. I want to ask, do you guys think that you could see a sitcom perhaps in the future? Because I could see like watching this on an appointment television.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
like
yeah. I think we'd love to have a sitcom or a sketch comedy show, and just keep doing what we're doing. I mean, people love it, and we have so much fun doing this.
I think the sky's the limit. I really do. Retha and Monterey, thank you so much for keeping us young. DBL Nation, if you do have TikTok or even Instagram, or just go get it, you can follow their hilarious content at Retirement House. We'll be right back. Thank you
guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Rob the jewelry store and tell them make me a grill. Had a whole top diamond in the bottom.
Welcome back. So 2 headlines caught my eye this week, and both happen to be about a celeb, their child, and a photograph. Let's dig into the clues to discover what's real and what's just hot goss. Goss is short for gossip, in case you didn't know. Goss. Our first mystery, the name of Kylie Jenner's son. What do we know? Okay, we know Kylie has a 9-month-old son formerly named Wolf. Oh, and we know Kylie felt the name didn't really fit, but we never got a name update to Wolf. Oh, is it Coyote? Is it Gazelle? Actually, clever Kardashian fans think they may have cracked the code after seeing this photo on Kylie's Instagram. The name? Gary. Just kidding. Angel. Need more proof? He was born on 2222, which is known as an angel number. Two other options, Kristen with a K is one thought after a TikToker discovered Kylie had trademarked the name, or Snowy, as Khloe's daughter True called him in a recent episode of The Kardashians. At this point, though, I'm just exhausted. I don't really care anymore. Although I do think Gary Kardashian sounds very handsome. The other celeb photo that has people talking, the yuckiest of yuck, the cringiest of cringy. It's the father-daughter duo you don't ever want to see, Harry Hamlin and his daughter Delilah Belle. So people said that this photo, taken at New York Fashion Week, was, quote, creepy and, quote, provocative. But actually, Harry's fam and the photographer are clapping back. A source familiar with the situation said the family, including Lisa Rinna, is disgusted by the commentary and claimed Harry was just about to whisper in her ear how proud he is of her when the pic happened to be snapped. Are you all buying this? I'm not. I think he was Harry Hamlining it up to be avant-garde during Fashion Week, but avant-garde turned into avant-gross real fast. That's all for this week. We'll be right back.
What are the midterms? Midterm elections take place halfway through a president's four-year term. The election is considered a referendum on how Americans are feeling about the first half of a president's term, and a chance for the minority party to flip the balance of power in Washington. While voters aren't electing a new president, there are federal, state, and local seats contested. All 435 House seats are up for election as representatives serve two-year terms. Senators, on the other hand, serve six-year terms, and their election years are staggered. So, approximately 1/3 of the Senate is up for election every 2 years. This year, 35 of the 100 seats in the Senate will be elected. 36 states will elect a governor this year. So, what's at stake? Even though President Joe Biden isn't on the ballot, the midterm elections will play a big role in what the president can accomplish in the final 2 years of his current term. One of the biggest questions is whether Democrats will hold their narrow majority in Congress. Analysts predict Republicans have a chance to take back both the House and Senate. Historically, the party in power tends to lose seats during midterm elections. Since 1934, the president's party has lost an average of 28 House seats and 4 Senate seats during the midterm elections. This year, Republicans only need to pick up 1 seat in the Senate to take back the majority.
Welcome back. 2023 is right around the corner, and it's time to get ahead of your health for the new year. 2023 Medicare Advantage enrollment starts now, and you can review all of your benefits with Medicare Advantage advisors. Now is the time to call for your free Medicare benefits review. You won't get additional benefits automatically, so many Americans already on Medicare may not have a plan with all the benefits accessible to them. But now you can, so make sure that you have a plan that works best for you for a healthy 2023. So contact Medicare Advantage advisors today. The benefits review is free. Call 800-599-2685.
Yeah, having a quick comment. Kim Douglas wrote me, and she's like, Jeff, I love your hair.
Oh my God.
She wanted to send the show with that.
Okay, here's the top. We're going over it. You see what I'm saying? Over the top.
All right. Have a great weekend. Thank you for watching this special Better with Age edition of DBL. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place.
Bye, guys.
Lydia's last name.
Oh, yeah, Lydia!
We love you, Lydia.
We don't want you to go.
Don't go.
Stay. Yeah, Lydia.
Oh, nice.
Good dancing.
Nice, Lydia.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
And a single person that's watching white in this room that don't have dirty hands.
There's going to be a lot of internet chatter. Whenever I see something that I've never seen before, that's where the red flag goes up.
You know why I don't call in sick? Camera hog.
As soon as you tell me I need to do something, I'm going to do the exact opposite.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, no,
and I don't deny it.
People want to talk about these things. We do it here on DBL.